Easter Mission is nearly here. It's a great time for us to go out onto campus and proclaim what Jesus has done for us. We're going to be asking the students some questions, like, what do you celebrate at Easter? Why is it so important to you? And why do you think Easter is worth celebrating for Christians? This video has some tips and a framework that you can use to help guide a conversation into gospel on campus, in class, or in any situation.
So now I'm going to show you 6 top tips on how to share the gospel in a conversation. So tip 1 is know your own gospel story, as it'll help you motivated to share it to others since you know the grace God has given you. So know it clear, don't use Christian jargon, and also keep it short. And people really respond well to that. So tip number 2, know the gospel well. That's the point of the sharing the mission, is to share the gospel. So know it in a clear and concise way, and know it in a short around 1 minute length. So either share a short description or do 2 ways to live if you know it. Tip number 3 is be brave. Yeah, just make mistakes, laugh it off, and most of the time you won't regret it. So tip number 4 is just relax, smile, and enjoy yourself, and the people will feel if you're not relaxed, and if you're rigid, they'll also feel it too. Tip number 5 is be excited about the gospel, because if you're not, then the other person is not going to believe it at all. Tip number 6, enjoy being on mission with God, because God really cares about the person you're talking to, and He cares about you, and He's with you when you're sharing it.
What happens if the conversation stalls? What can you do to keep the conversation going? Point number 1, if they say, I don't know, give them some suggestions that some other people have said, such as family or parties or good grades. Point number 2, ask them some questions. So you value family and good grades. Tell me more about that, and that will help keep the conversation going. Point 3, some conversations don't seem to take off very well. It's okay just to laugh and move on to the next question.
Invite. So about inviting, whether it's in classes or walk up, pretty much just invite everyone to the special Easter Mission TBT. So don't be afraid. You never know what's going to happen. It's happened in my personal experience, and don't decide who you're going to talk to. And if you're already talking to someone and they're really interested in learning more about Jesus, like ask them to go on a coffee with you or do an ABC. Tell them that you're investigating Jesus with them and not telling them what to think.
So how do we share the gospel in an ordinary conversation without seeming super random or weird or religious about it? Here's one way. Yes.
But
Jesus.
When we do walk up or when we talk to our friends, they often will share what they care about the most. They might share about how they celebrate family the most, or they might say how Jesus doesn't save the world, caring for the environment does. Although we might not necessarily agree with their point of view, we need to see what is beneath that point of view. A good way of doing that is to really listen and to think about what they're saying. What is their desire beneath the viewpoint? It might be that they long for a loving family that care for one another. Or maybe they long for people to take care of God's creation properly. These are good things.
So that's where we say yes. A perfect family or world would be the best. It would be wonderful. Experiencing as much joy as we can would be so good. We need to acknowledge the good desire, and that's what we desire too. Here we are resonating with them, understanding how they see the world and what they think will fix it.
Now that you've understood them, it's worth asking, can this viewpoint deliver the happy ending that it's chasing? Or how is the message dissonant? What is clashing? Does it have messages that can't be true at the same time?
now that you've shown the lack in their point of view, your job is still not complete. You need to show them how the gospel answers their deepest needs that nothing else can.
Jesus is the best father, the best brother, the best family we could ever have. He even died for us while we were his enemies so that we could be part of God's family. This is awesome news to the person looking for the perfect and loving family. And Jesus, he's the one who's going to bring peace between us and the creation. And there'll be an end to all war and abuse of the world and the natural world. Jesus is great news to the person who cares about the environment. Show these people that what they're looking for the most, their underlying desires, are met in Jesus. And make it personal too. How has Jesus met your desires and how has he changed your story?
We are so excited this Easter mission to proclaim Jesus. And as you get into gospel conversations, remember, yes, but Jesus.